No story?
No glory!
No story?
No glory!
How are you all feeling?
We're feeling so good!
Feeling so good. Excited?
Yeah!
Well, I am so happy as well. I have joined this camp since yesterday, and I've been with you all, feeling so blessed, so happy, and sad. Because I'm leaving tomorrow. We're all leaving tomorrow, right? That's right. Well, my heartiest gratitude I want to give to the Gospel Riders Ministry for giving me this beautiful platform. And thank you so much, Living Tree Prayer Tower Ministry. Yes, because without you, this camping wouldn't be possible, right? Thank you so much. Likewise, I am so happy to be here. And this happiness I cannot just express with my words, but truly, I'm so happy. Well, you all have been here, and you have been listening since day one how to be a good daughter, how to be a good son, how to be a good Christian, and above all, how to be a good child of God. I'm so happy because I am convinced that I am a child of God. Are you convinced that you're a child of God?
Yes!
We're a child of God, right? I'm here with my 4 stories. So I'm going to share my 4 stories to glorify one God. Amen? When I say amen, please say amen. Amen? Amen. So, I'm going to share my 4 stories that I have lived in my 23 years of life. How God has blessed me. How God has helped me to be successful in this a short journey of my 23 years. And the reason why I want to share with you my testimony is to let you all be much more successful than I am today. So this is more like a tips of how you can win the game. It's all about competition, right? Do you agree? Yes. Life is all about competition. So when I say competition, it does not only mean competing with your friends in academic or sports, but competition with yourself to become a better version of yourself, right? So I'm competing with myself every day to become a better version of myself every day. So likewise, life is all about competition. So I am here today, I stand here today to glorify God and to let you all know how I have won this competition so that you can also win. So I want to ask a very, very simple question. I hope you all know about the story David from the Bible, right? Yes. You all know the story of David. Okay, so this is a very simple question. I want you all to answer me in unison, loud and clear. David defeated a giant. So what is the name of the giant? Goliath. Correct. Goliath. So, in my 4 stories, I face giants. So, that's what I want to share. 2 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 9 and 10. They say, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." Amen? Amen. So, for when I am weak, I am strong. So, you don't have to be perfect to enter the competition, right? Because, as me, likewise, I have faced my giants in these all competitions. I had my weaknesses. So my 4 stories goes like this. Right after my class 10 matriculation, I studied diploma civil engineering for 3 years. So there, I started studying engineering right after my class 10, and my classmates, some of them were class 12 past students, so they were much more knowledgeable than me. They knew math about class 11 and 12 much more than me. They were older than me, they were wiser than me, they were much more knowledgeable than me. So they were my giants. In my first story. My second story, right after my diploma, I joined degree, BTech Civil Engineering in Kaziranga University. So there were 2 brainy Manipuri guys. So they were my giants in my BTech. Because likewise, they were older than me. They knew much more than me. I learned a lot from them. I asked my questions, so many doubts with them as well. So they were my giants. After my degree, I entered the competition of Mitsumi in Sinaboto. So obviously, only the good ones comes, right? The selected ones. So they were my giants, of course. And Miss Nagaland, only the representative from the district comes and represents. Only the selected ones, top queens, district queens. So there were some contestants who have already participated in Northeast Mega Sunset. So there were people who were much more wiser than me, who can speak much more better than me, who were taller than me, who were prettier than me, etc., etc. So they were my giants. So in my 4 stories, there were giants that I had to face. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So, do you know the song Confidence by Scientist Real? That song was the feel in my Miss Nagaland contest. So, in the stage, the whole time in the stage, in Miss Nagaland, I was standing like this. In my mind, singing, I can face my giants with confidence. The whole time, in my mind, the whole time I was singing that. And that's how it helped me to be confident the whole time in the stage in Miss Nagaland. Amen. Amen. Yeah, so likewise, I face those giants, but we know that with one thing we can win the game, and that is confidence, right? Yeah, so because how can you get confidence? By having faith, by believing in yourself, by having hope in yourself, right? So, with confidence, I face those giants. And amen.
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 Because in my 4 stories, in my diploma, I was the topper in my institute. I got the Toppers Award under, thank you, under All Nagaland College Students Union. So after my diploma degree, I was the topper again. So I was also the topper in my university, in my department, civil engineering department. And I won a crown Miss Sumi in my 3rd story. And in my 4th story, here I am, wearing Miss Nagaland crown. Thank you, amen. Yeah. So, I'm standing here not to brag my story, but to glorify one God. Because if there is no story, exactly. So, not because I was smarter, not because I was wiser, not because I was better than my competitors. But it's just because of God that I won this game, all these games. the competitions. So here I am, wanting to let you know that with confidence and with your weaknesses, God will use you, and you can also win the game. So coming back to the academics that I won as a topper, you might be thinking I was a bookworm, stuff like that. So I want you to give a tips on that as well. So it's an exercise. I want you all to think something. Think, what can be the most strongest thing on earth? I won't ask you a question, you don't have to answer. Just think, what may be the most strongest thing on earth? That's the first thing. Second thing, I want you to think, what is the most wisest thing on earth? Or who is the most wisest man on earth? You may think about who was, okay, so you may think about Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, or Solomon from the Bible, the wisest man. So you can think the strongest and wisest thing on earth, man on earth. So I hope you have a thought in your mind, right? I won't ask you a question. You can just think it in your mind. So, do you know that God's weakness is much more stronger than the strongest thing on earth? Imagine, God's weakness is much more stronger than the strongest thing on earth. Amen.
Amen.
And God's foolishness is much more wiser than the wisest thing on earth. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah, so imagine if God gives you the wisdom and knowledge that comes from God. The wisdom and knowledge that comes from God. Right? How powerful it is and how good it is. How blessed you can be. Use that. So you can ask that to God. But He does not give to everybody, because God's wisdom and knowledge is hidden in the treasure. It's hidden. So He does not give to anybody, but He gives to those who asks Him. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah, so He gives to those who ask Him. It's in the Bible. So how will He give? He will definitely give if He knows, and He knows that if you are going to glorify Him using that. So all these 4 stories, He has helped me, He has blessed me with the wisdom and knowledge, and therefore here I am glorifying Him, because I have said again and again that it is not because of me being wiser than my competitors. It's just God has helped me. So, one more question, or not a question, but we all write an application, right? We all write an application to our principal, HOD, teachers, leave application. And what is this application for? Requesting something, a leave application or anything. And if you get a signature, that means your request is granted, right? Yeah, if you write an application and give to someone, you want a signature, and if that person signs the application, that literally means that your request is granted. So, just like that, do you think if you write an application to Jesus, will He sign for you? Okay, I want a louder yes, a stronger yes. We all know Jesus, right?
Yes.
So do you think that if I write an application to Him, will He sign for me?
Yes.
Definitely. Because Jesus, we all know Jesus. So I wrote an application on my road to Miss Nagaland, to Jesus, a letter to Jesus. Yeah, I know it's a little bit childish, but I want to read it out to you. So that you may get an idea of how to ask for wisdom and knowledge from God. Because I wrote a letter to him. And I really know that he has signed for me. That's how I want. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah. So, so this letter is about, we all know God is so wise. Jesus is so wise, right? He's the wisest person. There were Pharisees who asked him so many questions that he answered in just a few sentences that silenced the enemies. Right? And I really love how the story of Jesus, how he lived on earth by replying in the most wisest way. So this is my letter. I'm coming to the conclusion. Since this is music extravaganza and there are so many artists lined up and I am so excited to hear them. So this is my letter to Jesus. Subject: Prayer for Wisdom, and wrote to Miss Nagaland Beauty Pageant 2022. Dear Jesus, I really loved and was moved when you had all those wisdom to be able to answer in absolute wise way when the Pharisees questioned you. Your wise answer literally shut them in awe, and I definitely love that very moment. I am your biggest fan, and I want to be like you. I want to be able to answer any questions very wisely, just as wise as you answered to them. With deep faith and hope, I humbly request you to kindly grant me wisdom just like yours. Therefore, I promise that if you help me, then I will definitely let my light shine and let you shine through me. This is my promise that I will definitely do. Because all my life I wanted to let my light so shine before men that they may see my good works and glorify my Father in heaven. Thanking you, your most favorite child, Hikali Achun. Thank you so much. So, this is the last thing. So, I'm so happy that you all are convinced that you are a child of God now, right? So what is the duty of a child of God? What do you have to do? Yes, you can say it louder. There is no wrong answer. So, anything. Pardon? Obey. Obey. Right. Love one another. Right. So, as a child of God, this is our duty to do, right? We all have been taught, and we are listening since day one. So, as a child of God, this is my sharing to you all. As a child of God, what we can do. We can let our light so shine before men that they may see our good works and glorify our Father in heaven. So this is our duty as a child of God. Amen? Amen. So, yeah. You don't just have to sit somewhere else. Sit somewhere else under the roof, though. You can shine your light. Amen. You can shine your light. So that's the duty of a child of God. Shine your light. Amen. Amen. So that's it. This is what I wanted to share with you all. I was so happy when Gospel Writers Ministry has requested me to speak. Really, I was so happy because I always wanted to stand and glorify God, because I know that it is not my power or not my strength that I won this game.